everybody. Welcome to another edition of Box Seats. Your host, Frank Holder here. This is what we do. We do the show where we talk to comedians about sports. And unlike, today I'm going to do it out of order. No, I'm not. I'm lying. For those of you who don't get the joke, crack to be talking about, I bring people in the same order. Yeah, I do. So first up, my man Talent. So I can keep that order in up to date. You know what I mean? T, what's going on, bro? How you doing?
I'm feeling good, man. You see, I got my shirt on. Black Lives Matter still. You know what I mean? People getting it twisted. They think because the people that's collecting the money and stealing the money, if they are anyway, people think that it don't matter no more. Black lives still matter. I don't care what you do with that money.
Yeah, black
still
lives
still don't shoot me.
Right? And get off my neck. Fig.
Yeah, get off my neck. Can't breathe. All that.
What's going on, bro? How you doing, Fig?
Hey, man, it's good. It's good to be in the land of the living, man. It's a sexy day. I got my black on. My Black Lives Matters is on the inside.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And Mike Sean's not up here yet, so let me bring in Mr. Rodney Perry. I don't like that name.
Tatum can't go left. Hilarious.
All right. Rodney Perry in the building. Rodney, how you doing, sir?
Hey, Frank, man. Nobody's criticizing how you bring people on. I was just saying, you always tee it up like you about to do something different, but you're not.
No, I'm not.
Hey, you know we're gonna do today, guys. I'm gonna go with Talent. Okay.
Well, Rodney, people don't know that. You just busted me. That's all.
No, everybody knows. If they watch the show, they go.
If. We gotta get some new.
We got some loyal viewers and listeners and watchers.
Oh God, Rodney crazy, yo.
It's gonna be one of those days, T.
I think we missed you, Rod. We missed you.
Hey, I listened to y'all yesterday, man. I was not feeling good yesterday. I had some bug, nigga. I was laying in the bed when y'all was talking. I was shivering. In the bed, listening to Fig say stuff I didn't agree with.
You know what it was? He was shivering because of that $50 bet he made me, and he knew it was off the charts. That's what it was. That bet about Memphis Grizzlies.
First of all, what are you talking about?
Huh?
What are you talking about?
Now you got amnesia. The $50 bet that we with Memphis Grizzlies. That's we were talking about on Sunday. Nothing.
First of all, I didn't take the bet. I said we'll do it on air.
I said
we'll do it on air because you like to have fantastic memories.
I didn't say you took the bet. I just said the bet was coming. You know what I mean? Let me finish putting it.
We ain't made the bet yet.
Let me finish putting you out there that you wanted to make the bet.
Listen, I got a bone to pick with this whole conversation. If Frank got $50, that means he hit the lottery.
Frank is not gonna bet no $50. That we all know that.
I did. I will. Memphis Grizzlies will make the playoff. I bet $50 right now.
We'll save it for the end of the show.
Challenge.
I want you to, and you got to put it in the escrow account.
All right, I'll put it in the escrow account. The name of the account will be Rodney Perry because that's what the escrow is going to be.
It's definitely gonna come over here.
Building, Mike. I knew you was coming. Mike, what's going on? How you doing, sir?
What up, fellas? What's going on?
No pause on that. No pause on that. No pause on that.
Pause on.
On my part? Oh, I didn't know I could catch a pause. Yeah, okay. All right.
It wasn't your pause, Mike Sean. It was Frank's pause.
Yo, Mike is crazy.
I knew you was coming.
Yo, Mike is so on top of his pauses. Did you see him get offended on my
Hold on, wait a minute.
Did I need to pause or whose pause is it?
You don't get a pause by answering a pause question.
No. Frank, when you came in, Frank was like, I knew you was coming.
Oh, God.
What?
That's a good one, Rodney Perry, and not true.
All right, man, let's get into the show.
God, no, 7 minutes in and I'm crying.
Definitely not true. Definitely not true. Let's see. First up is my man T. We're gonna do something. T. We're gonna do. Obviously, we do. Shut up, Rodney Perry. Actually, you know what? I think all of us should talk about this first, man. I don't know if you guys got a chance to see this, but the boxing has. I want to start out with this first because we didn't get to it yesterday. But boxing itself as a sport started instituting a Hall of Fame. And Floyd Mayweather has, in case you all sitting at home don't realize this, Floyd Mayweather has $1.1 billion in career earnings over 20 years. Floyd has been one of the people who, obviously changed the course of boxing and everything else. Some people, literally are upset that Floyd Mayweather is first ballot Hall of Fame for a boxing career and everything else. I don't understand it. I can't fathom that. And people are complaining about whether or not saying about his competition and saying he really doesn't box. He dodges whole fights and everything else. That's been what people are saying. And he's not really all out fighter. I'm going to ask you, T, and I'm going to ask all of y'all, should Floyd Mayweather be first ballot Hall of Fame in a box for boxing? What you think?
Well, first of all, I'm one of those dudes that say he's soft, he don't box, he jab and run, makes me nauseous like Sugar Ray Leonard. I'm one of those guys. And even being one of those guys, he still should be first ballot because a win's a win. I don't care how they beat you. You are in a ring confined in a certain amount of space for a certain amount of time, certain amount of rounds, and you're either going to win or lose. Now, the fact that this man record is what it is, no matter how he did it. And for over a duration of a certain amount of time, he's first ballot. And I'm not a Floyd fan, and I know that. You know what I mean? And then when you take the money situation and the business situation, how he changed the game all around for boxers that would come behind him to know how to do better business, he's first ballot, bro. And I don't really like him.
Oh, yeah. That's your Fig, what's your take?
Absolutely, unequivocally, first ballot Hall of Famer without any hesitation. We talk about what Larry Bird and Magic Johnson did for the NBA. Floyd Mayweather is that the boxing. He pretty much changed it. He went from the promoters that were had a reputation of ripping off boxers and taking all their money to saying, damn, man, I'm going to do this myself. I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to make my own money. He stood up. He fought everybody, whether it was early, late, whatever. He fought everybody that was in his weight class, and he beat them. Now, people say Floyd Mayweather be running and carrying on and stuff like that, but guess what? They in a square ring. If the dude on the other side was better than him, you catch up to him, and you beat his behind in that ring. Mm-hmm. Floyd Mayweather got something going on because they wasn't trying to just run up on him and knock him out. He got something in them hands that made them guys pause. You understand what I'm saying? Floyd Mayweather is first ballot Hall of Famer. No ifs, ands, or buts. He's undefeated, and he got plenty of money to prove it. I don't understand.
Roddy Perry, where are you at on this?
I mean, it's an easy call for me. Floyd Mayweather, absolutely first ballot Hall of Famer, man. I mean, the guy's done so much for the sport, and people talk about him being elusive. That's part of boxing. Part of boxing is not getting hit.
Sweet science.
We talk about guys, post boxing with brain damage. Well, guess who's not going to have it?
Yes, sir.
Floyd Mayweather. He's going to be thinking well into his 50s and 60s and 70s because he didn't get hit in the head 1,000 times. I'm a fan of the guy. He had a tearful acceptance speech. He thanked his father, and they've had beef over the years. So, man, I thought it was awesome that they recognized Floyd out the gate, boxing Hall of Fame, and you said something that was interesting, Fig. But let's not forget Al Heyman, who really had a handshake deal with Floyd and helped guide him through the first half of his career. And you remember when 50 was trying to get involved in the Floyd business, and he was like, "No, I can't do that." It's because of Al Heyman. And so shouts out to Floyd Mayweather, boxing Hall of Famer, man. Well done.
Mike Sean, what's your take on this, bro?
First of all, I want to say, as Talent said, but I want to take it deeper. I despise Floyd Mayweather. I despise him. But Floyd Mayweather has every right to say he is the greatest boxer to ever step into the ring.
Facts.
His record alone. I mean, we got Oscar De La Hoya, Miguel Cotto, Canelo Alvarez, Manny Pacquiao, Diego Corrales, Arturo Gatti. This man fought everybody. And then they had the nerve to say, well, he fought Manny Pacquiao late. The guy who put Manny Pacquiao to sleep, Juan Marquez, Floyd Mayweather shut him out. He didn't win one round against Floyd Mayweather.
Right.
He fought Canelo Alvarez when Canelo was 23, 24 years old. That 37-year-old man moved up in weight and didn't box him, stood in front of Canelo and beat his ass. And then the complaint was he fought him before his prime. If he's that much of a genius, then he's smarter than every boxer that ever fought.
Yep.
This guy's not only a Hall of Famer, but he made $1 billion with not one endorsement. He never had an endorsement. He carried HBO. He carried HBO when the heavyweight division was trash. He has got the biggest pay-per-view numbers of all time. Not just Oscar De La Hoya. He did that fight, and then he kept cracking the record as he moved on. Then he created a whole nother genre by fighting Conor McGregor. Dog, he's beyond what boxing is. He's beyond a Hall of Famer. Matter of fact, other than a few fighters in there that are not heavyweights, he really should be in a room by himself in that Hall of Fame. That's what I'm going to say about Floyd Mayweather.
Yo, I got to say that, man, if I had a horn, I'd be hitting that horn right now. Everything you said, Mike, that bump on sign, because everything you had, man, was spot on. Definitely.
Why don't y'all like him, though?
I mean, people like boxing. It ain't no different than any other sport. There's certain players you're going to like and dislike for the way they play the game. Me personally, boxing to me is a gladiator sport. Don't get me wrong. There's people that appreciate being elusive and running around the ring and footwork and all that. I'm not that guy. I like boxing because it's a gladiator sport. I like two guys to get in there, tough it out, and the winner prevail. All that tap you, run over the corner, that's not my style. It turns me completely off. I never liked Sugar Ray when he got there. We waited forever to see Sugar Ray Hagler, and when we got there, we seen a run fest.
Yeah.
He talked all the way leading up. I'm going to stand toe-to-toe with Hagler. And we got a run fest. And from that moment on, I've been nauseous from that because that's not why I tune in the box. But that's just me.
And one more thing with Floyd Mayweather, one more thing. People forget Pretty Boy Floyd. He was in a fight with Chop Chop Corley. People forget that Floyd changed his style because of the hand surgeries. And he realized he was almost on a punch count when he would fight because he couldn't risk hurting his hands. Right. But he was in a fight with Chop Chop Corley. And Jim Lampley said this, and I got this on tape. He said, this is Arturo Gatti Ward Part 2. Now, that was the type of war he was in, and those are the type of wars he fought. But none of them were publicized because HBO made the narrative that he's boring. But mind you, Jim Lampley said that, and he can't take that back. It's on YouTube. And once again, I just didn't like Floyd Mayweather because he was just an arrogant he was an arrogant person. But that's why I tuned in.
Well, I'll say this, Mike. You said you got it on tape, bro. I didn't think anybody still had VHS tapes around, but okay, kudos to you for that, bro. You got that tag.
Yeah, that was in the 90s.
Yeah, bro. I'm just saying. All right, so now we're getting ready to do this rapid fire thing. You know how we're gonna do? We're gonna do rapid fire. There's a lot of hot topics too. I want to come back to, especially
who's going first.
Phoenix.
Okay.
Especially that Golden Phoenix. I want to make sure we jump into it first, and you know who's going first. So first thing up, man, is yesterday we talked about Zach LaVine, T. Zach LaVine, we talked about him possibly being traded. Right after we get off the air, news broke from Bleacher Report saying LaVine is not only eligible, but he's about to sign a 5-year deal totaling up to $200 million to stay with Chicago. Like that, T? What you think?
That's a lot of money, man. That's a lot of money for a little bit of time. For a little bit of time. Did you say 220?
200.
200.
200
the bigger question, Frank, is since it's hump day, where they be finding this money?
That's it.
Who that guy? Hey, man, I found 200 for 5 years. Word? 200 for 5. I dated a girl for 5 years. I didn't make $200. I think that's a lot of money for LaVine. But again, I'm a big fan of getting paid. So if they can get it, I always say go get it. Decent player. Still got a lot of, he still ain't over the cliff. He still ain't peak. So I guess my concern is like 5 years. He making out like a fat rat. I'll tell you that. If I'm him, I'm snatching that up. I'm signing that without reading it.
Yeah, no doubt about that. But Fig, if he signs and he stays, Fig, does DeMar DeRozan stay with Chicago? Because DeMar DeRozan realized that Zach is staying. Do you think DeMar DeRozan is going to stay? Because DeMar DeRozan is on a 1-year deal too. Actually, two.
Yeah, man. Here's the thing. Zach LaVine is 27. DeMar DeRozan is 32. 5 years. By the time his contract is up, he's still going to be just 32 years old. Zach LaVine is a monster, man. He's a monster player. I don't think he gets enough credit. I don't think he gets enough shine and stuff like that. Chicago's doing decent. I think DeMar DeRozan stays. You know what I mean? Because it's nice to have the more talent you have on your team, the better chances you have to win.
Okay, so you think DeMar DeRozan is going to stay? Rodney Perry. A lot of people are still asking for DeMar DeRozan to go to the Lakers or the Clippers, at least to go out west and everything else. Would you rather have DeMar DeRozan stay in Chicago or go out west and end up landing with the Lakers, like the Lakers right now being hotly leaked to try to snatch him up? What do you think?
I mean, DeRozan is a player. Whoever ends up with the guy is a winner. For Chicago, it's a great look. I still think they're missing a piece. If I'm DeRozan, I maybe can really add something and get a championship run with the Lakers much sooner than I could get with the Bulls. But I like him in Chicago, but that's just selfish of me. But in general, I think he would he'd be closer to a playoff run with the Lakers.
All right, I agree with that too. Mike, I know you want to give your response to that too, but I got you a new question. So you want the new question or you want to respond to that? Because you always try to mix my stuff up.
Go ahead, go for it. Just give me the new question. Go
All
ahead.
right, here's the new question. A report got leaked out last night, literally from Bleacher Report, saying that there's a possible trade in the works for the Hawks for a combination of Clint Capella, John Collins, Kevin Huerter, and a number 16 overall pick for Rudy Gobert. And that right now, we all know Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell are both on the trading block right now. The Hawks have started conversations for those 4 players to get Rudy Gobert to come over there. You like that?
What? Is he frozen?
Is he frozen?
Yo,
I think he's frozen.
I was about to say that's the best froze look I've seen.
You think they should do this with slaves? You like, man, we got a Buck Johnson on the trading block.
Hold on, is Mike really frozen, or is he just standing there like that? Like,
Are you really?
No, he's frozen.
He's frozen. He's definitely frozen.
What's the trade again, Frank? Say what the trade is again.
All right, the T, you got it. I'm gonna throw it to you. T, the trade is Clint Capella, John Collins, Kevin Huerter, number 16 overall pick for Rudy Gobert.
They better not do that dumb shit. Let me tell you something. Too much.
What?
Too much.
Too much?
Too much. I wouldn't do that. We've seen teams make this mistake time and time again. You need the one piece and a half, and you give up 3-4 pieces for one piece. You done went negative. I don't think Rudy Gobert's not that guy that I'm going to clean house with 3 and a pick. So we're doing a Carmelo all over again, but for Rudy.
Yeah, that's it. Not only that, they're clearing out half their bench. That's the thing that they're trying to clear out half their bench. Fig, Rudy Gobert's on the trading block. There's no doubt about that. Atlanta's in play. But you know who else is in the play now? They're also saying that Phoenix is trying to step up to do a trade for Rudy Gobert for a sign and trade also with DeAndre Ayton too. So you like that situation and him stay out west?
Yeah, I think that would work out better for Phoenix because of the way that they use DeAndre Ayton. That's exactly what Rudy Gobert is. They don't give Rudy Gobert offensive, like they don't call his number to play, his face to the bat. I mean, his back to the basket or whatever and stuff like that. So he might be happy in that role in Phoenix. I think DeAndre Ayton wants more of an active role on the offense than Phoenix is giving him. And I think that's what the problem is. Because like I said before, Phoenix just likes to chuck up a bunch of 3-pointers. And DeAndre Ayton is pretty much just standing there, you know what I mean, waiting to get rebounds and putbacks. And I don't think the young player, I don't think he's happy with that. And I think Rudy Gobert would be fine with it.
All right, Rodney Perry, on the Lakers board, they have this rumor board and everything else. People are concerned and have expressed a lot of concern that LeBron James is going to probably tip the cart over everything else because right now he was supposed to have signed his extension for this final season. He has not signed his extension for this final season just yet. Do you think he he's asking for more behind the scenes before he does that? What do you think will be the ploy of LeBron James holding out on the Lakers management by not signing that extension? Because he's contractually restricted, not an unrestricted. He's a contractually a restricted free agent until he signs that deal for one more year.
Right. I mean, so it's time for him to sign his extension, stay with the Lakers or not. And so people think that he's going to hold them a bit hostage. I think he's going to sign it and not go nowhere else. And to be honest, where do you go if you're LeBron James? And so, and I think the Lakers is still a great organization. And so, yeah, I think he's not only going to stay in the Laker uniform, he's not going to squeeze them for like a whole bunch of money. I mean, the guy's a billionaire, for God's sake.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely could do that. I'm gonna throw it out to you now, T. Staying in order and everything else, and also the crazy part about this one is the Knicks is up, man. The Knicks are supposed to be hot off of trying to make a vicious trade and everything else. You're a Knicks fan, so I want to throw this to you. Fig's a Knicks fan too. I'm gonna come to him with a Knicks question too in a second. But you're a Knicks fan, man. I'm gonna ask you, what do you think the Knicks are rumored to do right now? Because people are saying they're going to make some big trade and package 2 or 3 players. Nobody knows who it's going to be, but who do you think it's going to be, man? Because you got your ear to the street. Who do you think?
Well, you see, what people are getting it mixed up is we packaging players, but it's not what people think. These players played already. We putting John Starks, Allen Houston, and Greg Anthony together, and we're sending them over to their other front office. We're trying to get some other front office guys over here. No, but I think that one thing about it is we have a lot of expendables right now. It just breaks down to who they want to continue building around. So I guess depending on who they go get is who's going to be out. And that means positioning wise. I think we keep a Randall. I think we keep Barrett, and 1 or 2 other players. But I think like a Taj, Gibson will be packaged out. Knowles, a couple of those bench guys that come in there. I forget the guy's name. We got the backup point guard he's been doing pretty good the last couple of seasons, but he's a no-name player. I see them packaging. So about 4 come to the top of the head that they'll put together. And of course, with a draft pick like they do and some cash incentives depending on who they go get. Zion, yeah, cash included.
Fig, there's a hot rumor going around too that people are making the talk out there in New York that they're trying to secretly get Kyrie Irving to switch from Brooklyn to New York. Yeah, I don't know how much validity that has into it and everything else, but I think the Knicks probably will take him, bro. Obviously for tickets and all that other stuff. What do you think? What's your thoughts?
Hell no. Hell to the no. It's not going to be Kyrie Irving. If the Knicks wanted Kyrie Irving, he would have been there with Kevin Durant, and they decided against him. So it ain't Kyrie. It may be 3 players that's on my list. It's either Zion, Donovan Mitchell, or that boy Brunson out of Dallas. Those are the 3 players that I think the Knicks might make a trade for if it's at all possible. Kyrie Irving, why would he do anything? I mean, he's in the same town. He's just right across the bridge. Why would he do anything for the Garden that he didn't do over there at the Barclays Center? Oh, hell no. Hell no.
Okay, Rodney Perry, he just gave you his 3 favorite people of who he expected to come to the Knicks. I think he was a little bit more of who he wanted. I'm going to ask you, Rodney.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to ask you, Rodney, who do you think, in your mind of mine, what the New York Knicks will do to put butts in seats? You know what I mean? Like, what do you think moves they're going to make to put butts in seats? Because ultimately, when you're a fan, you feel one way, you think that they should do, and what do you think the Knicks will do? Not, you know what I mean? That's the question. Who do you think the Knicks will?
I completely agree, Frank, and I love when you inject your ideas into the show. You're absolutely right. Fig is losing his mind.
I didn't say that.
Yes, you did. Fig is losing his mind. How do you not take a Kyrie Irving and you're in there and you got people fighting in the front row for seats, and it's a lot going on in the Knick world. Get Kyrie. If you could get Kyrie, everybody you named is worse than Kyrie.
Jesus Christ.
Kyrie is good. You don't have to like him. You don't have to like his politics. He's good. How would you say I don't want Kyrie Irving? Because he didn't take the shot?
No.
Come on, guys.
I wouldn't get Kyrie Irving. I agree with Finger on this one. I wouldn't get Kyrie Irving.
You already did, Frank.
That's why I wouldn't take him. I wouldn't take him. We already
But
had
you
him.
can't say you wouldn't take him because you did.
Yeah, we had him.
You're Celtics. The Celtics, when having the opportunity, they took him.
Yeah, and got worse when they got him.
Well,
So be it.
I'll take him in a heartbeat in New York.
So be it.
Let me just say this.
Say it.
As horrible and putrid as the Knicks have been.
Putrid.
Horrible, putrid, a steamy pile of doo-doo on the floor. The Garden, Madison Square Garden, has never been empty. Never. We don't need we don't need people to put people in the seats.
Well, I was going to say
It's
that too.
never
Yeah.
empty. Never.
I thought you were
No.
going to say something.
But it's levels to emptiness.
Yes.
No, it ain't. The Garden is
No.
always full.
It's always full,
All
but
right,
the real
let's talk
fans ain't there. Like when you can get a seat, Fig, it's not full.
Listen, the only way I could get a seat is if Charlie used his pull to get me one. And that's up in the bleachers.
And how about this? Talent ain't gonna do that when it's cracking.
Hey, quick fun fact. Fun fact, New York Knicks fun, way off the shit, but when y'all said get a seat and being full. So when, I don't know if you remember when Anthony Mason, God bless the dead, was playing under Pat Riley, and Pat Riley suspended him, right? So when you suspended, you barred from all the facilities. The man went and bought a regular ticket, sat up in the nosebleeds with a Rangers jersey on. So the people around him are going crazy. Oh my God, it's Mace. It's Mace. So they keep looking for the floor, thinking a fight breaking out. Then Pat Riley called him and said, I don't think you understand. You barred, man. This nigga sat in the bleachers, man. I thought that was a great story. You know, I'm reading that Blood in the Garden book.
Oh wow.
The tidbits in there is amazing, man. Great.
Wow.
Go ahead, Frank. I'm sorry.
All right. The finals is tonight. We got tomorrow night. We got the finals going on. I was gonna do rapid fire about the finals real fast, and I'm gonna throw this out to you and everything else. Andrew Wiggins had got a double effort in Game 5. People right now have been talking to all the sports media and everything else about how much of a great player he is and how great he's doing. The question is, does Andrew Wiggins come in and should be a co-MVP if Golden State Warriors win with Steph Curry? Because I heard that question this morning on FS1. And I almost cut my TV off, but I had to ask you, T. I want to ask you, do you think Andrew Wiggins is a co-MVP with Steph?
I can't believe whoever brought this up. And excuse me for the people that's watching us. Smack shit out of him. The man is having okay games. He had one I would call great game the last game. Steph has been considered. The man missed 1 3-pointer. Now he got to share the MVP. What? No, I don't think this. He would have to, the next 2 games, he would have to do what Steph did in the first 2 or 3 games to even be considered in that conversation. What is with this game-to-game thing? We switching to MVP every game. So we don't like Steph's the sneakers he wears next game. I don't know about Steph's MVP. The man is consistent. The man runs the team. The man is the heartbeat of the damn team. He's doing everything he got to do. He's laying it all out there. He got the numbers. I don't think, and they better not do no co-MVP this year.
They better not. Big, I even heard something else preposterous this morning too. Is that if Steph Curry wins, if the Golden State Warriors win, the Steph Curry move in the top 10 all time. Top 10 all time.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. But I'm going to tell you why. Steph Curry would have had two regular season MVPs. He would have 4 championships, a finals MVP. He would have hit more 3-pointers in a single year than anybody in the history of the NBA. And on top of that, he has more 3-pointers overall than anybody in the NBA. And he single-handedly changed the way NBA players play the game. So if that ain't top 10, I don't know what the hell is.
Rodney Perry, if Steph Curry loses, does he move to the NBA top 10? Still, regardless.
I mean, does he move if he loses? I mean, I heard that question this morning, and I was kind of like, this is something we're gonna probably have to answer. I mean, I already think Steph Curry is the best shooter we've ever seen. So I think he's already top 10. So to answer the question, win or lose, he goes into that space.
Win or lose, okay. Mike Sean is back. Mike, Steph Curry top 10. If Steph Curry's top 10 and everything else, and I know you know your basketball, if he's top 10, would you be hard pressed to take somebody else out of the top 10? Because they were talking about taking out Oscar Robertson and Wilt Chamberlain. That's what they were talking about.
That's why I hate these lists. Like, he deserved to be in the top 10? Yeah, but I'm not taking Wilt Chamberlain out. And I'm not taking Oscar Robertson out. That's why these lists are just made to cause problems. Like, Steph Curry is a top 10 all-time player. Yo. So is Oscar Robertson. So is Wilt Chamberlain. So is Larry Bird. So is Magic Johnson. Like, dog, like, all these lists are just made to disrupt barbershops. That's all these lists are put together for. And the person who said that he needs to win a championship, what they're doing to Steph, and Talon alluded to this and has said it a bunch of times, what they're doing to Steph is what they do to players who are too good for too long. They're doing the LeBron James shit on him now. Every time he does something, they move the goalposts. Well, you went to the NBA Finals 10 times, but you lost 5. You went to the NBA Finals, but you weren't the MVP. You went to... Dog, stop it already. This shouldn't detract, whether he wins or loses, it shouldn't change Steph Curry's legacy, no matter what happens.
So we're gonna switch from the Golden State side to the Celtics side. The Celtics side of things, the Celtics right now, obviously they got a lot of turnover and everything else. In the last, and all the games they lost, they had 22, like we said yesterday, they got 22 points at least in the turnover and everything else. I can't hear you. What do the Celtics have to do to win besides the turnovers? We know the turnover situation and hold the ball. If you're Ime Udoka right now and you're in the locker room and you got 2 days to and everything else and you're yelling at the dudes, what thing are you yelling at them besides don't turn the ball over? What you telling these dudes?
Man, I'm yelling the same damn thing. I'm yelling that, and my thing is like clamp down. Like when I coached JV in Sleepy Hollow, like that was my thing because the girl team I was coaching, they didn't care damn about defense. And they when they played defense, they were good. They just didn't care about it. So they were played in spurts. And I'm like, you got to play, especially when your back is against the wall. You got to clamp down. That's what I'm telling them. Clamp down. Hold on to the ball. Protect the ball. But when we ain't got the ball, let's go get the ball. Clamp down.
Fig,
you don't wait to get the ball. Go get the ball.
Fig, what should the Celtics do different to shake things up?
I think they ought to lay off the 3-pointers, the contested threes, take it into the paint, and then kick it and stop playing hero ball. I mean, you're a great player and all that, you know what I mean? Everybody is good in their own right, but you guys are trying to go 1-on-5, and you're playing hero ball. My turn, your turn, my turn. The Celtics are at their best when they move the ball. Team basketball wins. And trust your teammates that when you get into the paint and you kick it out, trust them to knock down that shot. And whether they make it or not, keep passing the ball because that's when you're at your best.
Rodney Perry, the Celtics got 8 people in rotation. Should they expand it to more people in rotation, or should they add it to 9 or 10, or what other changes should they do? You see.
I don't know if there's an issue with the rotation, man. These guys are playing great basketball. They have lapses in scoring. They have lapses. I don't know if a expanded rotation will fix that. I mean, we kind of overreact anytime a team loses, and I'm trying to fight the overreacting. I think they'll come out. They're probably going to win tomorrow. But, like I said, Tatum can't go left, and neither can Brown.
Mm-hmm. Right,
I mean, and so that's where they're being affected most when they're trying to drive after dribbling 10 seconds, with that left hand, you end up in a corner on that side of the court. So I think they should go hard to the right and just don't stop.
Mike, should the officials be more? Should the Celtics be paying more attention or less attention to the officials and everything? Because you know what's going on with the official situation, and there's been a lot of articles popping up that the Celtics are paying too much attention to the officials. What do you think?
I'm telling them, let me deal with the officials. Don't even look at the officials. Don't even look at them. That ain't going to change. What you say to them ain't going to change a damn thing. Don't even look at them. Control the offensive boards. I've been saying that, and when you allow Wiggins to get 16 rebounds, that's obnoxious. And then I'm going to the trainers, and I'm saying, shoot up Robert Williams' knee with whatever you got to shoot him up with.
Right.
Because he can't come off the court. Like, you're going to get a 5-minute break. At best, you're going to get 5 minutes this entire game. I cannot have you off the court. When he is on the floor, he protects that rim like no other. I need to pause on this. I need to ride you this entire game, dog. The entire game, like a honeymoon couple.
Right,
Like,
Mike.
that has to go down. But you can't allow them to touch the boards.
Yeah,
And one more thing. Tatum, Brown, if you miss free throws, we lose.
Yeah. Not to mention they're plus 25 and Robert Williams is on the floor. T, we're gonna switch things up and go to the NFL right now. We're gonna do a rapid fire with NFL, man. I don't know if you heard about this, but Kyler Murray is seeking a new contract. Arizona Cardinals coach Cliff Kingsbury is praying Kyler Murray's contract can be resolved before the start of training camp. Everybody knows that Kyler Murray's issues last year started when they started having conversations about Kyler Murray's contract. His issues about wanting to leave, and even the word was coming out that Arizona might possibly trade him because he's so disgruntled. Arizona, keep him. What do you think Arizona Cardinals should do with Kyler Murray, bro? Keep him, pay him his money, trade him. There's a couple of, QBs out there. Flo, what you think?
Well, it depends where he put his house at so far. If he bought a house in Scottsdale, you got to keep him. That's the suburbs. Very beautiful. If his house is not in Scottsdale, trade that Negro. If that dude if he's in Tempe or something like that, you can get rid of him. But no, he's on real talk. I think you keep the guy, man. I'm a big fan of let's trust in the system, believe in the system. You know what I mean? I think a lot of times we don't. And 1 or 2 seasons, you're ready to on to the next. To me, you're never gonna win like that. Like, things have to stay in place. Learn to gel. Learn to play with each other. Learn the system. Learn who you're playing. I'm throwing the ball. Let me learn my guys. I got to throw the ball to. Are you gonna keep moving me around or keep moving them around? I'm back to square one every time. I think you keep the guy. This is year what, Frank? 2, 3?
4, yeah.
4,
year 3.
like
it might be year 3. Yeah,
I think it's year 3. So, like, can we go through year 3 before we make a kind of decision? Keep him.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you. Fig, the Panthers have reached out to the Browns. They expressed interest in Baker Mayfield. Cleveland told them that they're not trading him just yet. They want to see how he looks back for his injury and everything else. Do you think the Panthers should make a trade for Baker Mayfield? Do you think he should go over there?
Lord, no. Carolina ain't got no damn team. That's like sending him to purgatory. Like, why would you do that? And plus, Cleveland don't know what's gonna happen with Deshaun Watson. And then who else? If you get rid of Baker Mayfield, who you got that's gonna be your starting quarterback if Deshaun Watson can't play for 6 to 8 games? You better keep him. That's valuable. Baker Mayfield actually, he damn near turned that whole system around when he got there. He took them from 1 and 2 wins a season to being in the playoffs and at least formidable. I don't care what you say about this dude. I just think that's just like I don't even know how you even fathom getting off a player that has changed your entire organization from year to year. That's just dumb.
Rodney Perry, Mike McCarthy, it has Dak Prescott for the first time without rehabbing for an injury or COVID. They're working everything together out and everything else. Dak Prescott said this morning, or was it yesterday afternoon, that he feels great. Everything's going great and everything else. But here's the thing. Everybody's talking about how great the Cowboys doing, but the Cowboys lost Amari Cooper, right? And everybody's expecting them to do good. They had the number 1 offense. Mike was saying that all year last year, too. They had number 1 offense. Like, do you expect the Cowboys, now that Dak Prescott is, back to full strength, you expect the Cowboys to be doing what they did last year with the #1 offense, or do you expect them to digress? What do you think?
I mean, the long and the short of it is Dallas is not gonna get worse. This is Dak Prescott's first full off season. You know, he was injured last year, injured the year before that. I mean, no, COVID the year before that, and so this is his first full off season. So I think it's all upside for Dak Prescott moving forward. I think this might be a deep into the playoff run for Dallas this year.
Wow. Okay, you think that? All right. So, Mike, Pittsburgh made a huge deal this morning. They signed Minkah Fitzpatrick, their All-Pro safety. They signed him to a massive 4-year contract worth $18.4 million. It's literally the highest. He's became the highest paid safety in NFL history. People think that he is going to help change Pittsburgh's Steelers defense and get him back to what they was. Do you agree with that?
I think he's going to help a lot. But damn, that's a lot of pressure to say one person is going to change the entire defense. I mean, I think he's going to make an effect. But I think the impact has to be he's got to have teammates. I mean, for the first time last year, the Pittsburgh Steelers defense wasn't what we were used to seeing. So I think he's going to have a huge effect. I don't know their draft picks. Like I always said, I'm not a draft guru. I don't know who they drafted. I don't know anything about who, but they're going to need more than just him, a safety, to change that defense. And I got confidence. I think we all got confidence in Tomlinson. So I think it'll make an effect. I just don't know who else they've added to the defense to see who can help him change that defense to stop the running game.
Right. So T, I'm going to end rapid fire. Now I'm going to ask all you guys the same question. Give you guys T, you up first, so you don't get that much time to think about it. Sorry. Everybody else gets more time to think about this. But the Phoenix Suns have literally put out the news that an employee has resigned. She was citing basically retaliation and everything else because she was saying that she resigned because of toxic and misogynistic culture. She is an employee who has been there for years. She became the target of bullying and retaliation by superiors after raising concerns about gender equality and misconduct within the organization. She's getting ready to prepare a huge lawsuit against the Phoenix Suns and the NBA. Your thought process. What are you thinking about this?
First of all, let's be clear. I don't work there. All right, I'll put that out there. It sounds like something people try to pin on me. I don't know, man. That word misogynistic is so broad in general. But hey, if she's right, she's right. You know what I mean? I truly believe in standing up for what you think is right and what's wrong. If you want change to happen, you got to do that. So I tell you one thing: everybody that didn't keep them hands to themselves, woo,
yeah, they're gonna have some problems.
And we was just talking about Phoenix, right? If they live in Scottsdale.
They live in Scottsdale.
Yeah. Frank, Monty Williams is being one of the people who they supposedly getting ready to line up along with her to be able to help her with her case and everything else. Do you think Monty should attach himself to this case, or he should stay away from this case and everything else? What do you think he should do?
See, it's kind of funny with the position that Monty Williams has taken, being a staunch Christian, is always in that vein that you have to stand up for the right thing, even though the right thing may be unpopular. I don't know if Monty Williams will, but if he has anything to add to what it is that she's actually saying or asserting, I think Monty Williams will, just because of what we might understand about his character from afar. He seems like he would be that type of dude. But Frank, it makes me uncomfortable when on the heels of Deshaun Watson, somebody comes up and starts talking about misogynistic. You know, that sounds too much like a Deshaun Watson thing, the whole massage and misogynistic. It sounds like it's the same thing, kind of, you know, and toxic masculinity. I don't even know what that is. I think some women just call men toxic, period, and they just don't understand that we're not toxic. That's just who we are.
Mm-hmm. All right. Rodney Perry, do you think the Phoenix Suns and the NBA are getting ready to get hit with a class action lawsuit because of obviously what this woman is saying? Because if she's expressing this against obviously Phoenix, there might be other women in other NBA organizations who might even be expressing the same thing. You think this is something that can, expand more, become a bigger case, or what's your thoughts?
I mean, maybe yes, but I think these feminists are, and no disrespect to any feminists that we got watching this show, but I think the feminists are creating an atmosphere where dudes not gonna want to be around you. Like part of the equality is having guys to hire you. Well, guess what? If you keep suing these guys, they're gonna make sure your ass is not getting hired.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I think it creates another vacuum of guys not wanting to be around women for fear of this type of retribution. So when you start looking at this stuff happening, I know I'm not trying to be around a woman that I think gonna sue me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Your ass gotta go, lady.
Mike Sean, is this the tip of the iceberg?
Hell yeah, ex Mark Cuban. Y'all better, first of all, everybody in that organization better scrub your emails right now because they checking all that. Monty Williams, mind your business and go to Bible study. You don't want no smoke over here. You don't want no smoke with this. Mark Cuban, when they did the same almost exact lawsuit, had to fire people, had to bring I forget the African-American lady in who came in and cleaned the whole organization up. And you ain't heard a peep. And I got to push back on Rodney. Guys got to stop acting like cavemen also. Yeah. You got to watch your mouth when you're around these women, when you're around people in general, when you're around people, different religions, different races. And listen, man, Mark Cuban literally allowed that African-American woman to come into his organization, check the executives, let her run that situation to this day. And you haven't had one problem in that office. It is what it is in 2022, y'all.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike, you don't think that being so litigious is creating an atmosphere where people don't want to be around women at all?
No, I think what you're saying is valid, but I also think our behavior, unacceptable. I think our behavior was so bad that it had to really be confronted with drastic changes. But I do think it's becoming a place in the work atmosphere that you can't compliment a woman in the work atmosphere anymore. You damn sure gotta be careful on how you say good morning to them. So I think it's going a lot left, but I still take responsibility. The situation shouldn't have been as bad as it was, and the stuff that got done to women in radio is pretty pathetic. If I bring up some stories on how they were treated.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's open up.
I agree. I changed up my whole tone. I used to be like, "Morning, bitch." I don't do that no more. I'd be like, "Hoes, where the hoes at?"
All right, so T, yesterday while we were on there, we talked about Deshaun Watson and everything else because he was doing a live as soon as we got on the air, he ended up speaking live and everything else. He said a couple of things. One thing that stood out to me that he did not deny being with the women at all. He literally said, I don't even have the exact quote, but he basically said that I didn't move forward with anyone who didn't want to. You know what I mean? He didn't deny it and everything else. My question to you, T, and I'm gonna ask all you guys certain questions related to this and everything else. How do you think the NFL is gonna handle this if Tom Brady got suspended for 4 games for 1/10 of air out of football, and he got 4 games? What do you think the NFL is going to do to Deshaun Watson now that he come out publicly saying this? And will he start this season? What do you think?
Well, I don't think it's going to be bad as you think. I think that here's the thing. This is what I've always believed, even before he came out and said that. I've always believed, I think we all always believe, something transpired. That's not the problem. The problem is this another case? Was it consensual? And is this another case of a money grab? I think that's always been the big concern here. I don't think he laid there, had a straight up and down massage, nothing happened. No, I think what happens is things happen, things transpired, and then at the end of the day, I always tell people like this, like Mike said, we got to change everything we do. My lesson for dudes in this business, whether you are an athlete or a regular entertainer, it's someone of some sort of status or nature that you stand out. What you have to do, your exit strategy is everything. And guys to this day, don't understand that part. We think that if a woman's consensual and allow us to do all this crazy, freaky stuff, that we could just disregard them as whatever. No, you have to be that same gentle, giant, nice guy on hello that you are on goodbye. Goodbye can't be disastrous because we've watched too many men fall by the wayside. Tupac didn't close out. Kobe didn't close out. A lot of men, OJs and the Jim Brown, that didn't close out when they did this little freaky stuff or this off sideline stuff, and it come back to haunt you because it is a woman, and is an emotional being that has some sort of self-worth, and she may really been feeling you and did what she did, and then the exit is all over the place. Now she feels distraught, and now I do feel violated.
All right, okay, Faye, what's your thoughts on this whole situation? And how do you think the NFL is going to handle it? What do you think the NFL is going to do? Basically,
when the NFL starts legislating what you do off the field, that is not criminal, then we have a problem. Because if you don't have no criminal charges and you didn't do anything to break the law, and you didn't do anything on the field or that's illegal, then what is the NFL doing? You understand what I'm saying? What is the reach of the NFL? He said he went in there, he asked for massages, he made extra stuff happen, whatever. It doesn't matter. All of that stuff is legal between consenting adults. If he paid him, he didn't pay him, I don't know, whatever the situation is, but you coming back later and saying, I don't feel comfortable with what it is that I did, when you have an opportunity to leave, you know what I mean? If somebody makes a gesture towards you, an advancement towards you, and you don't like it, and you say, I'm not interested, and you walk away, and that's the end of it, what are the charges? That's what I don't understand. I don't understand how you get to come back later and say, I don't feel comfortable because he asked me out or he wanted to have sex with me. I don't get it.
Rodney Perry, the question I'm going to ask you is, after his statement, do you think it's going to help him or hurt him from the statement that he made? How do you think the NFL is going to handle it, especially he made a statement to the public yesterday? Help him or hurt him?
The statement he made, I mean, he was pretty eloquent. He seemed to be an innocent man pleading. I watched it. Look, man, it's like Mike said, we got to figure out a way to be a little more sensitive on stuff like this, but it's a big money grab as I see it. Like these women, they see an opportunity to get paid. He got $200 million. He got the money guarantee. He may not play this season. Roger Goodell may have to fine him. But how about this? I think that's not set in stone, because we look at Inflategate or any of those other things that people got fined, and it wasn't $200 million wasn't attached to it. I mean, there's revenue sharing in the NBA, NFL. I'm sorry, there's revenue sharing, so they need to be able to recoup that money at the end of the day for the Shield. So I don't know if they even gonna penalize this guy at all.
Roger Goodell is looking at this, Mike, and he is obviously trying to stall the case as long as possible, I think, because they're scared of other new allegations. If you're at the NFL right now, what do you think, looking at it from outside in, what do you think is going to happen, and what do you think will happen, especially after he made his statement yesterday? What's your thoughts?
It's going to be a major suspension of 8 games, or it can go from 8 games to the entire year. And I said this before, Cleveland knew what was going on when they gave him $230 million guaranteed. That's on y'all. But the first season of that contract is going to be a wasted season. And I can pretty much bet on that, because Roger Goodell is going to wait to see the turnout on this. He can't make a decision now. He's got to see how this plays out. It would be dumb to play his hand. And Talent was talking about guys and their exit strategy, which is very key. The exit strategy is very key when you're in a situation like that. And he said Kobe didn't close out. Now, OJ did close out. Now, OJ
Wow.
Not Nicole stupid. Yeah, talking about Nicole. Look, yo, listen. You ain't right, man. You ain't right, yo.
in literal fashion.
He did close out. He did. Yo, that's the show. Tomorrow we're gonna do a review of the NFL. Obviously, what's going on in the NFL. There's some more stuff dropping out about this Deshaun Watson case, and some stuff is popping up just now that I saw literally about Dwayne Wade. We're gonna dive into that tomorrow. I'm gonna see how much true this story is about Dwayne Wade and Donovan Mitchell. We're gonna talk about that, and of course, we got to do the NBA preview game. Game 5 will be tomorrow night, and tomorrow Thursday. T, I know you ain't gonna be in tomorrow, so tell everybody out there how they can follow you.
Hey man, follow me, man. Brothers on vacation, little sham, but follow me. Talent the Comedian on Instagram. You'll see me up there posting things up because still got to pop out and get some night work in Atlantic City Friday for the Black Excellence Festival, and then Stress Factory Sunday with Coco Brown for Meet the Browns for Father's Day. Happy Father's Day, everybody.
And that's so Fig.
Yeah, man, follow me at Comedian Fig. You can leave off the X because that's only for the show in real life. But you need to follow me. It's that Comedian Fig. And I'm gonna be following the boss, Rodney Perry, with his his North Carolina colors.
Close out, Fig. Close out.
So, Rodney, you gonna be in tomorrow?
99%. Absolutely.
Can you bring in your boy, Kevin?
Yeah. I'm gonna hit him up.
All right, there it is. Rodney, tell everybody out there how they can follow you.
Right? No, that's not.
Pause.
My bad. Don't worry about it.
I should hope they win because I'm gonna text you and call you. I'm just letting you know.
Oh God!
You should take a picture of this.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's funny.
Yeah, I'm gonna text you and call you. I got it. I gotta text you and call you, Mike. Everybody out there they can follow you.
At Mike showing comedy, and by the way, Brittany Griner's still in jail in Russia.
That is
how
true.
about
I didn't get to that yet. We'll probably
Hey, I over and under when she get home.
July.
This dude said the over. I'm done.
Over under July.
The over under.
The over.
Yeah, she should be back in. I think she'll be back in.
The over under 148.
I say she's home by Labor Day.
Yo, y'all, that's the show. Humor Mills here. That's Rodney. That's Fig, Talent, Mike. I'm Frank. We'll see y'all tomorrow. The show's called Box Seats. Thank you all for watching. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We'll see y'all.
Oh,